we were having a convo and you started complimenting my trim, so I started the recording.
So what I would say, and please don't take this the wrong way. It's been a long day for me.
I'm about to take this the wrong way, I can tell.
Yeah, it's that classic, isn't it? Like someone's teeing themselves up. Like, yeah.
Respectfully, I'm about to say the least respectful stuff in the world.
That's it. Have you seen a button mushroom? Because that's kind of what the vibe is at the moment. And I was surprised that your hair's grown. It's grown on top of your head.
Yeah.
So the sides are still very, very short, but the kind of sides and the top bit, like the top kind of, like the ledge where the top bit of your hair transitions to the side. It's that top bit has become an overhang, and it kind of looks like a mushroom head.
Yeah, I did go through a phase, a lockdown, post lockdown, because I was one of the ones that I didn't shave for men. During lockdown, people went through two options, didn't they? It was either shave your head or grow your hair out. Yeah. And I went through the grow your hair out option. And then I got, once things started opening, because I was just growing it, I went to get a perm, and I was living in, student accommodation. I was poor. I was trying to save money. I just found the cheapest place that would do perms. I think it was like half the price of everywhere else. And it was the worst perm ever. Like, it didn't properly curl my hair. It just made it look like a massive sort of like shelf over the front of my head. So yeah, I got scarred by that. I just shaved it off basically. Went to the sort of Phil Foden type line on your head. And now, now I'm willing to sort of experiment with growing it a bit longer.
I don't know if you should, to be honest. The bit I'm struggling with is like,
wavy.
How has your fringe not got any longer? But your hair's got longer. It's so weird. Yeah.
It's sort of kind of like ballooned out a little bit. I think to be fair, it's sort of, I do need to go for a trim. This is like the longest I've gone for a trim in a while. I'm trying to.
Never seen it like that. Ever.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow it a bit longer. I'm trying to wait and sort of get the most out of my money. But I've moved. I've cheated on my old barber. I've moved to a different town, so I can't go to my old barber. The new woman just decides what I have. So I go to her and I say, can I have this and this? And she goes, no, you don't want that. You want this. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's called.
I guess I have to now.
That's called head roulette, isn't it?
You give him your head.
Yeah. You give him the head, and then it's a bit of roulette as to what you're going to get out of it. Will it be trimmed? Will it be patchy? Short back and sides, skin fade? What you getting?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask your barber for that.
Yeah, there's a new haircut that's becoming into fashion at the moment. It's called the Brazilian. You should definitely go and ask your barber for a Brazilian. It's just a well-known term.
Is it the Brazilian nut?
I don't know. I think that's a variant of it.
Yeah, because I'm sure you can ask your barber for a Brazilian nut.
Yeah. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, but definitely go barbershop on the weekend, man. I need to.
Nah, I don't like going on the weekend. I'm anti-weekender. Oh
yeah, you're a classic, like, let's just go between two meetings at work and then just apologise for being late later.
No, I think it's worth it to go during the week, maybe like a Wednesday or Thursday is a good day in my opinion, because they're getting warmed up. They're getting warmed up for the big Friday and Saturday when they're the busiest, but they're not tired yet.
Yeah,
it's just like they've just finished the warm up. They've done a couple of dodgy haircuts. They've got those out of the way. Now they're ready to smash it out the park. I mean, it hasn't worked for me, but I'm hoping one day it will come to fruition.
negotiation riz has dropped by about 5%, maybe even 10% with your current hair. Like if I was negotiating a contract with you and you walked in, had that mushroom top on your head, I'll be mugging you right off with the pricing. All right, I see what's happening here.
Sorry, my connection went.
Yeah, no worries. I don't know what you seem very blurry today. I don't know if it's me or you, but it's making the haircut even better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna kind of deny that it needs some improvement, and urgently. But I'm just I'm hibernating in the pub this weekend, so I'll be willing to just keep. Maybe I'll go next weekend.
You're joining that society, aren't you? To make some more friends. I'm very proud.
Yeah, maybe I'll find some barbers in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about trims, are we?
It feels like we are. I feel like we're a haircut podcast.
we should be. Is that a thing? Haircut podcast?
I don't know. It's quite hard to discuss. Like, actually, what's harder to talk about? You know, Mendelow's matrix or describing a trim?
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't really work for haircut. Haircut is always a visual thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but we did struggle to differentiate and describe the y-axis and x-axis.
Yeah.
And what box went where. So I feel like, you know, maybe just describe the sides, then we'll move on to the back, and then we'll go up top.
Yeah. But I'm keen to move through to another part of the podcast today.
Okay.
So, hello and welcome to Let's Talk Procurement, the only show you need to master the art of procurement. Let's go. So, welcome again today, guys. Now we're in the kind of, we've got all the chat out of the way. We're going to be efficient. We're going to be on it. We're going to be professional. So we'll move swiftly on to the bulletin. Have I got anything for the bulletin? Yes, I have.
Yep.
I've got two things for the bulletin. I wanted to apologise for the last week's episode, which isn't last week's episode. Now you're listening to, well, isn't last week's episode for us, but it is for you, or other way around. I don't know. It's 2 weeks ago's episode for you. I had a significant cold. So yeah, I mean, if you like that sort of thing, if you like that sort of listening experience, then it's a great episode. However, if you don't, then that's my apology. And second thing for the bulletin, in the last episode that we did on Results Day, which is what today's episode is, I said thanks for 5k downloads, because that's been sat in our bank for so long. We've now surpassed 6k downloads by quite a lot. So yeah, now I'm going to say thanks for 6k downloads. And by the time this goes out, we'll probably be saying thanks for 1 million downloads, because we'll have done something cancelable, and everyone will be investigating our past. So thanks for 50k downloads. I'm going to say, I reckon we'll get to 50k by the time this one goes out. We appreciate you all, and we want to say that you're not as good as the first 5k, but you're better than the first 100k. You've invested slightly early, so well done. I
mean, yeah, we appreciate that. Hopefully some of you are return listeners, though. Like some of you from the first 5k are listeners returning.
It's just 6,000 different people.
That would be amazing. I mean, look, while we're on that topic, we have got some new locations to shout out. Are you ready?
I am. Wait, hold on. Need to compose myself.
We have now got Frankfurt am Main, Barnet in the UK.
Two shocking places.
Yeah. Idaho, Moscow. A place called Moscow in Idaho. Arecibo in Puerto Rico.
Yes, love it. Island life.
Strasbourg.
Yeah. What country is that? If you
Austria.
say Germany, you're wrong. Is it?
Austria, isn't it? Yeah. Boxberg. I've never heard of that. Boxberg.
No.
In Gauteng. Boxberg. Have you heard of that?
Where's Gauteng?
Mate, I have no idea. I'm just looking at that. I'm thinking that is awesome. Bear in mind, if someone was looking at this and it was the UK and they see like Rotherham, they're going to be just as confused as we are seeing Boxberg.
Germany.
Oh, okay, we're big in Germany then. Lawrenceville, Georgia. Riga. You've been to Riga, haven't you?
I have indeed.
Do 2 more. The Isle of Man. Oh, 2 more. Giza.
Well, is that where the pyramids are?
I don't know, mate.
Someone's listening to us while climbing the pyramids. Didn't know how to climb.
Tagbilaran in Bohol.
Nice.
Shout out to the listener in Tagbilaran.
That's my favourite listener. Sorry to all the others.
And that's it really. Yeah, some of the new listener locations. And Solihull as well.
Oh, well, bring us back down to earth then. Fine.
Yeah, sorry, I had to end it on a sour note.
Yeah. Nice. Well, those new listeners get to listen, along with all of the rest of us, to today's episode, which is the CIPS assignment route, corporate award, module 3. Sorry, advanced practitioner, module 3, which is global strategic supply chain management. How do you feel about that? Excited?
Say that again. What strategic management?
Global strategic supply chain management.
Oh yes, a bunch of buzzwords.
Yeah.
Very nice.
100%.
What
yeah.
did you have to do?
So I had to evaluate the global strategic approach to managing my organisation's supply chain. I had to talk about the impact of market changes, sustainable global sourcing decisions, strategic logistical impacts of globalization, and impact of supply chain management on corporate performance.
What do you do if you're unemployed or you're a domestic only company? How do you answer that?
I'm not sure about if you're unemployed. The whole point of this assignment route is that you apply it back to your company. I think if you've worked somewhere in the last 2 years, so say for example, I work in if now I work in an SME that only buys from the UK, 2 years ago I used to work for Megacorp Limited Industries, which, is a global procurement organisation. If that's in the last 2 years, I can talk about that. However, I don't know if you're unemployed, if you can. I suppose they'd say that when you sign up to the course, wouldn't they? They'd say either you can or you can't. Maybe you can make it up. I don't know. In those sort of extreme examples, you might just be able to make it up.
Okay.
So,
go on. How many words was it?
It was 3,000. Same as the first two. Yeah. There's a lot of words. However, this one's 3,000. As we said, you get the results after you do the classroom learning and then you get the results for the previous one. So I've done the classroom learning for the next module, which is 6,000 words.
What about you?
Which is great because it means I've only got 6,000 words to go left to write this next assignment. So yeah, it feels good. I mean, to be honest, not to sound like a bit of a prick, but you got the smile. I
It's a bit
did.
like when I said it. It's like
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
you
I'm about,
rephrased
to,
it.
I'm about to sound like an absolute prick. Yeah. No. So basically, I haven't really found it difficult to write enough words. I found it more difficult not to write too much.
Well, that makes sense. You're good at waffling, so
Well,
obviously
exactly. Yeah.
the challenge is to actually put some useful content on the paper, not just waffle.
Yeah. I don't know if it will be the same for the 6,000 word one. I think the hardest part is starting. But as I've said, for the first two modules, what this one was quite good at, probably less good at though, to be honest, was the sort of bullet points they give you. So the 4 I named earlier, under each one of those 4 is at least 2 other bullet points about what you should include in that section. So that's what helped me with the first 2 assignments. They were really clear about you should include this, you should include that, include a model of, basically says like include porters, but without saying porters, it says something like, I don't know, include a model which has 5 forces. Oh, what am I going to pick? Oh, porters, 5 forces, yeah. This one was a little bit less like that. It was a bit more, it gave you a sort of rough bullet point, but then you had to come up with some more stuff. And then the 4th one, which we'll probably do an ep on, was even less like that. It was sort of just kind of like, oh yeah, this relates to this learning outcome in the kind of PowerPoint or whatever.
Yeah.
So they are getting harder, I would say. I think my this is me preparing to fail again. My content that I wrote for this one was less good than the previous one. Not to flex on them, but I did get a merit for the previous.
You did,
yeah. Previous one, didn't I? I would like to think it's in between the first one and this one. The first
you
one.
You want to hope it's not worse than the first one.
Yeah, was 51% with a pass mark of 50%. So yeah, I hope it's not worse than the first one, but I don't think it was as good as the second one.
Okay, interesting. Let's see then. You got to share your screen, haven't you? And then I'll have a look. While you're getting that up, I was thinking, perhaps if a listener wants to reach out to us, if they give us a buzzword, like a code word to use in one of your assignments, and then your challenge is to get that word in your future assignment.
What if it's just like badger?
That's it, yeah. And then you just got to use an example of like Badger Limited or something like that, or like at my company we sell Badger fur coats.
Yeah.
Would you be up for that?
What? Do I have the ability to veto the word?
Well, it depends how many we get in. If we only get one listener coming in with a word, then no. If we get 2 or 3 of multiple, then yes, we can pick the best one.
I get to choose between the words. Okay, yeah.
So I'll pick a handful, then you can do a wild card one as well.
And if the listeners want to send the word in or contact us or follow us for more information, how can they do that?
Well, you can shoot up the DMs on IG, aka Instagram. That is let's_talk_procurement. You can hit us up on our web sizzle, aka website, which is found in the link below, but it's www.letstalkprocurement.co.uk. And then, best of all, is our Gmail address, which is 2lukes1sip@gmail.com. And that is because I've got 1 sip, Luke's got no sip. Together there's 2 Lukes and there's 1 sip. So we did have it pointed out that is similar to would you call it a TV show?
I wouldn't, no.
An episode that was published previously, but I don't quite see the similarities myself. So that's 2lukes1sip@gmail.com.
Yeah, and don't forget it's the number 2, Luke's plural, the number 1.
Yes, and also if you look on like Spotify, whatever platform you're on, the authors of this podcast are 2 Lukes 1 Sip. There's not 2 Lukes. It's Two Lukes,
Yeah.
one Cip.
Who
Technically,
is the
Cip is
Cip?
an author.
Is that Aaron?
Yeah.
Nice. Have we gone through the content of assignment 3 enough, do you reckon?
Absolutely not. You've not said anything about it other than 4 topics.
What else shall I say about it that I haven't
will
said?
ask you a question.
Okay, go on.
What does globalization have to do with our supply chain? Why is that? Why is it? Is it a good thing? Give me a reason it's a good thing and a reason it's a bad thing.
I'm slightly wishing that we recorded this before because I can't remember at all what I wrote in my assignment.
It doesn't have to be on your assignment, but come on, one positive of globalization, one negative.
Positive is that we can access more resource. So for us who live in quite an expensive country, we could in theory buy resource from a cheaper country, saving a company money. However, that does come with a negative of certain things, like we've got to make sure that the workers in that cheaper country aren't being exploited. Or, for example, if we wanted to do something about auditing, it might be more difficult to do that because they're in a different country.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Is that the sort of thing you spoke about in the...
I did, which reminds me about something that I did in my assignment that I'm a little bit worried about. So they say that text in images, so like a table, for example, or sort of diagram, doesn't count towards the word count. Yeah. However, I think I went a bit overboard, and I'm going to show you on my screen, because I did have it on my screen, how overboard I went. So that's a diagram. It's got tons of text in. That in theory, this stuff doesn't count towards my word count. And also another example is.
Have you seen a CIPS textbook?
This table. Does it do that as well?
Yeah, genuinely, a CIPS textbook.
That makes me feel better.
They literally do everything in tables and graphs and stuff to make the books look prettier. And when they do like a 3-page case study example, and then they just get back into the graphs. Half of my note taking was literally bubbles. Is it bubbles? What do you call them? The maps where you put it in a cloud in the middle, and then you just do like arms out, and then you put little clouds in, and then you've got tiny clouds, and then if you keep going, eventually you've got a whole sky.
Yeah. I see.
Mind map.
Mind maps. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got no excuse now then.
Yeah. I look. You've answered the questions. Hopefully, it's just whether you've done it right or not, isn't it?
Yeah. Whether I've gone on a tangent or not.
Should we have a look? Are you ready to reveal? I know I kept you waiting longer than you probably.
I need to give you access, don't I?
You do, yeah. Log in and then give me control of your screen. I'll submit your notice into your employer, and then I'll give you your result.
Right, okay. I'm now not looking at the screen.
But you have to give me control first. Yeah.
Wait, don't you have to request it?
There's such a weird feeling about this. Having control of someone else's computer alone is enough, powerful enough. But then reading out your results live.
I always feel good about. I'm like, yeah, this is such a great idea. I don't really mind reading results live until it gets to this point.
I mean, it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. I told my mum that my results were today, and she asked me about them. And I said, no, I haven't opened them yet because because I'm going to do it live on the podcast. And she was like, oh, are you sure that's a wise idea?
Hold on. Have you just seen that?
No, I haven't seen anything. Why, what have you done?
Hold on.
I don't think it's going to let you go into the feedback document if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you've got some protection on. Okay, wait, close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
Shit,
oh,
okay.
No.
I've got
I'm not
the
sure if I
result.
like that laugh.
Oh my god. You sure you want to do this live? Oh.
I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think you'd have that expression if I'd failed.
Mate, I think you should stop recording.
Can I look yet?
I failed you as a master. Yeah, you can look. Yeah. It's just the access code.
Oh. Do you want me to wait? Are you sending the code?
No, it's fine. I'll just. Oh yeah, send the code. Yeah. Oh my god. If you add the two numbers in your score together, the number is less than 10.
Wait. Oh no, that could be good. Wait, so I've got 81.
Oh mate, I feel for you. This is rough.
Right, I'm gonna click. Wait, you can click verify, and then I'll look away from the screen.
Talk us through your prediction.
I'd like to think I've passed because I've done 3 of these. Well, this is the 3rd one, and I think it was. Well, as I said, I think it was worse than the 2nd one. But
Shit.
yeah, I don't know where it stands in relation to the 1st one.
Okay,
Again, which was
my god.
51%.
Sorry, I've got one of those mice that you can scroll fast through documents, and now it's just going wild.
Just building the drama.
All right, areas for improvement.
Wait, haven't you skipped the good bits, right?
No,
Or there's just none.
This is it, straight in. Structure and presentation. Strengthen executive summary and conclusions. Take care to use the different terms to refer to your organisation consistently throughout, aka full name or abbreviated name, rather than switching between both. Knowledge and approach. Refer to more course models. Include more primary data and internal research within your report, aka KPIs. Apply more secondary and primary research to present a range of relevant evidence to support your analysis. Apply more of the course models with the relevant sections of your report, e.g. Porter's 5 Forces and Elkington's triple bottom line. Evaluation. Benchmark your findings against other organisations. Deeper evaluation in places.
Probably fair as well.
That's your review. Okay, I lied to you. Your combination of numbers, right? So the two numbers that make up your score actually equal 10.
19%.
No. Go on, more guess and I'll tell you.
91%.
God's sake, man, get real. Look at that. Those areas for improvement. You think you got 91%?
Yeah, true. I'm gonna go with 55.
On the money. Third time lucky. Well done, mate.
Wait, I actually passed.
Yeah, you passed, mate. Well done. Smashed it.
Wait,
there you go.
I need to verify 100% because I don't know if I trust you. Oh, pass on everything from there.
Hang on, you just said you don't know if you trust me despite giving me access and control to your computer while you look away.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's, well, obviously I'm happy I passed. Get in.
Lovely.
But that's, yeah, I think that's maybe what I expected. Is lower than the previous one.
But higher than the first one.
Higher than the first one. Yeah, so... God, we'll see. We'll see about the 4th one, but now it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate the 3rd assignment. Does that mean I'm over halfway towards MCIPS? I believe.
It does.
3 out of 5.
Don't take this personally, but I don't. Would you say you're 50% smarter as a result of the work you've done?
Well,
considering where we started the podcast.
I don't know if I've done 50% of the effort that it takes to get to MCIPS because the last 2 are the longest ones.
Oh, okay.
The last one is 10k words, so that's everything I've done so far.
Oh,
combined.
Yeah. So I've seen improvements in your vocabulary and your knowledge in the area. Yeah, I think reflective of your scores. If you put more effort in, you probably do a bit better. But other than that, mate, you're a rising star in the procurement world.
I'm a Joe Bellingham.
Job, yeah, Job, yeah. Definitely. I'm glad you said Job. I didn't want to have to shoot you down, just after giving you such a nice result.
Yeah.
You're Ethan Mbappe.
Well, this one, if you can remember back to our last episode on on the modules. I didn't actually attend the classroom day for the third module, so that's probably reflected in my, I don't know if it would be understanding of the content, or maybe the sort of, when they talk about models, it's probably fair that I didn't include that many models because I wasn't at the classroom day,
But if I'm being honest, CIPS want everything in a very small word limit, and I think if you did put 2 or 3 models in, they would turn around and say, yes, but give me more depth. So it's almost like you can't win. They're just setting you up to be difficult, unless you need to just do like one-liners.
Yeah, I think this sort of feedback document is going to be like that though, isn't it? Because it's going to focus on what you need to do to improve. It's not going to say, oh yeah,
I skipped
full
the
strengths were great.
You did have a full page of strengths. I just skipped them because the listeners don't care.
Yeah.
Strengths. You have a great trim.
Yeah, that's how you know it was a few months ago that I submitted this.
Yeah.
Maybe I should submit it with a little selfie at the end.
Oh my god, yeah. When it says you want more models.
Yeah. Oh, good spot. Yeah, exactly. Well, to be fair, it didn't say supermodels, so I couldn't put it on there.
On that sour note.
Yeah. Well, no, okay. No, I just want to give a little acceptance speech. I want to say thank you to a lot of people. Thank you to all my family and friends for getting me to this point. There's still work to do, but I'm pleased to have got here so far. The team behind the scenes, we're working really hard every day to sort of keep grinding out these results. And I've got to say thank you to them. He's put his head in his hands. I just want to appreciate also, I want to take a moment to thank the fans that have come down. Your travelling support really means a lot to me. And I'm happy to do you proud today. With a 55%, we got the job done. It wasn't the prettiest of performances, but we did get there in the end, and we're through to the next round. So on to the judges' houses.
Wow.
Like that speech?
It's almost like you actually had that prepared. Like, you forgot what was on the bulletin, but you had your award speech ready.
Yeah.
Nothing like thanking your mentor, the person who's been there with you through thick and thin, or your mum.
Who do you think's part of the team behind the scenes?
I just presume that was Aaron. I don't know why. He's just a bit of a behind the scenes kind of guy, isn't he?
He is a man behind. He's behind it all, behind the scenes.
He's often lurking in the background. That's what I'd say about him.
He's a lurker. Is that what you're saying?
He's a dirty lurker. Like, you never know. You know what I mean? Like, you just look over your shoulder. What's that? Aaron.
Is it Aaron?
Yeah, I guess that's what happens, isn't it? When you're an editor, that's kind of your job.
For those who, we should say that. Yeah, we should say that Aaron is our editor, and he makes us sound bearable.
Goddamn right.
Which is really tough job.
He barely gets thanked, and he gets insulted on the pod quite a lot, to be fair to him.
Yeah. He did have a good quote, which if you want to check out his quote, there's a page on letstalkprocurement.co.uk which talks about the authors of the pod. And is that the about page?
It's the contributors, I think.
Contributors page, there we go. Aaron's got a good quote on there. So check that out. Again, if you like the episode, drop us a 5-star review, subscribe or follow or stalk or whatever it is nowadays on these bloody social media platforms. Follow us on Instagram, drop us an email, drop us a text. You can literally do that by pressing one link, so don't be lazy. And you wanted to say something?
I was going to say, well, maybe we should set up a TikTok and do TikTok dances for the different models. So like, it's those interpretive dance things where it's like a wacky beat, and it's like, if Mendelow's Matrix was a dance move, it would be this. Yeah,
that would be a good way to sort of like see other procurement people in the wild, right? If you're in a club and someone's putting like together a window, and they're saying, They're doing the arm across the top right. They want to be in the top right quadrant. They want to move from the bottom left. Arm goes down to the left, up to the top right.
Yes.
And they're just, we could do. I like that idea.
Or a squad of people just form the letters STEEPLE in the middle of the dance floor, and then do a little Mexican wave.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that could be a good costume. I'm going to the darts, the Premier League of darts, in a couple of weeks, and there's only 4 of us. What could we? No, yeah, 4 of us. What acronym could we do with?
I think you should go as a microphone and just have LTP on it.
Yes. Yeah.
See you on the TV with a pint in both hands, just chanting LTP.
Yeah, like sort of Numberjacks. Did you ever watch Numberjacks? Or are you too old? You're too old for
I'm
that.
way too old for that, mate.
Well,
didn't have TV until I was about 30.
Yeah. TV. By the time TV got invented, your eyes were too bad to see it.
Not wrong.
Nice. Well, I like to have insulted you. I'm going to stop sharing before you click something dodgy on my computer.
Yeah, I've seen those suspect browsers. Well done, mate. You take a well-earned break on the over the weekend. I think by the time this airs, it'll probably be Christmas 2029 or something. But congratulations, and one step closer.
Yeah, and I probably should. You say take a break, but I have got this other assignment to write, so I'm just that type of hardworking guy. AKA, I'm probably not going to do it.
Yeah, you're going to
go to work on it.
Go out for the weekend and then cram it all in last minute, a couple of days before it's due.
Yeah, no, give me a chance. At least a week before it's due. Give me some faith.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway,
all right, mate, well,
thanks for being part of it, listeners.
Thank you. We'll see you in the next one. And the only show you need to master the art of procurement. Let's fucking go. Come on, lads and ladettes. And them and nays.
See you later.
See you later.